All right, so today's race is on Glyph Heights. It's the fifth race of the season, and this thing is going to be brutal. I already can tell just looking at the course profile. It is lots of climbing, 618 meters or just over 2,000 feet of climbing, and just about 21 miles or about 34 kilometers. So this thing is going to hurt. 6 kilometers in starts the first climb. The first climb is actually split into two segments. As you can see right here, the first segment will have FTS points, but that's only the first 5 riders. And then the second segment will have FAL points. So top 20 there will get points. Only the top 5 will get points on that first little section. And then the next steep section right here, the grade, it actually will not have any points. But I'm expecting that this thing is going to be spicy because people are going to be trying to get away, because after that, then it's basically just final points, and the top five get bonus points, and then it's just positioning from there. So we'll see how spicy this thing really gets. I just got home from Disneyland. I've been off the bike for 4 days. I don't know if this is going to be a good thing and I'm going to be rested, or if this is just going to absolutely destroy me. So let's get into it. One other thing I forgot to mention also is the power-ups. There's feathers and draft vans, and there's an 80% chance that you'll get a feather. So hoping for feathers as much as possible. And also bike choice. I decided to go with the new Pinarello Dogma F 2024. A little bit more aero than the Specialized Athos, so we'll see how that fares out. All right, you can see right there, that was the start of the very first climb. And basically, we're just gonna be going uphill for the next, I don't even know how long, all the way until the top of the grade. And it was pretty quickly here that I started realizing, oh man, I'm not feeling too hot. So I might just have to suffer through this and see how we can play it out. Another thought that I had was, well, maybe I am just going to reserve a little bit and can catch some people in the end, but I was just feeling like absolute garbage right here already, and so that was not a good sign for me. Made it up over that first climb in the second group. There was 5 out in front of us. So I was just gonna try to hang with this group and hopefully survive as long as I could. And right, you can see right here, I actually started feeling a little bit hopeful that I could catch up to the 5 dudes in front of me and maybe hold these guys off for some FTS points here at the top of the climb. I started closing the gap, but I just didn't quite have enough to hold all these guys off, and you can see right here they'll all come flying by me and left me in the dust. So I'm gonna bear you the sounds that I was making at this point, but if you look at me, I'm suffering right here. I was dying. This was brutal, and somewhere right around in here I realized, holy crap, this isn't even the beginning of this climb. So I knew I was in for a world of hurt coming up. So now we're on to the steep climb that is known as the grade, and right here is just steep. I think it averages like 10%. If you look down right here, you will see the actual grade live as I'm climbing up it. I was suffering. I think everybody else was suffering too, but I was sitting in about 19th place, so actually sitting decent for what I actually at the time thought was going to be some more FAL points. But little did I know, at the end it was only FTS and then finishing points. So I actually was able to catch up to this dude right here, and then we were able to actually grab onto another guy, and I'm gonna speed it up until we get to this part of the descent that just kind of blew my mind. So that section right there was for FAL points. I ended up grabbing some points, but definitely nowhere where I wanted to be. And you think you might get a little bit of a rest here, but no, it actually goes into the steepest part of this entire climb right after this. So myself and I believe the guy in the red jersey, his name is Lee. Him and I kind of, well, I wouldn't say we really worked together, but we were able to catch up to Paul Golem. Sorry if I said that name wrong, but and I got kind of excited we could work together. But just pay attention to this. This was crazy to me. Look at that gap right there. They were just flying, and I'm in a super tuck, and I'm not necessarily a light, but I mean I'm not super heavy, but I'm not light. I'm 74 kilos and 165 pounds, and these guys were just I don't know if it was my bike choice or what, but by the bottom of this, Paul had 15 seconds on us, and so he was able to catch up to the group in front of us, and myself and Lee had to work together. And unfortunately, Lee commented on my ride on Strava after and just said, "Sorry, man, I was dead, wasn't able to work with you." And I mean, honestly, I was dead too. So they had 5 and it was only us 2. So the chances of us catching them were pretty slim anyways, but it would have been fun to see if we could catch up to them and maybe get a better result in the end. But if you look right there now, Paul had caught up to those other guys, and I was a little shocked. But super impressive ride by Paul. I started seeing another guy coming up behind us, and I knew he was going to catch us, so I was trying to get Lee to maybe work with me a little bit, but he was too tired, and I don't think we would have caught those other guys. But now this other guy caught us, and so I was sitting in contention for either 18th or 20th. So a little race recap here while you're watching this final climb. Just to explain this real quick, I really thought that I could beat these 2 guys at the line, but come to find out, they absolutely toasted me. We got up here and they hit it, and I was like, they're going too early, but no, they held me off, and I had no chance. There he goes. Thought, oh no, I can catch him, I'll nip him at the line. He went too early, but they held me off, and I got dusted. So Paul was able to come in 2nd place, which is amazing. And then it looks like some other dirt guys were up there as well. David, John Norris, Swanee, Quentin from the Blazers finished 15th. I finished 20th, and then Jonathan Carter finished 23rd. Unfortunately, Dimitri's PC crashed, so he wasn't able to get any points today. But overall, super fun race. I really hope that WTRL puts more races like this on the calendar.